And I'm thinking, well, what has the Everton fans said to Patrick? Why has he reacted to that? Should he react? Should we just forget it? Or you looked what happened the other night, the headbutt. Dear, oh dear. I really don't know what to do about this. Let me bring in, for news of this and much, much more, John is now for the last 2 hours of the show, Trevor Sinclair. Trev, good morning, Trev, first of all.
Good morning, Al. Good morning, Ray.
Look, I'm not saying we knew there's going to be invasion if Everton got a result, but what we're seeing, and the more you look at it, you think, oh no.
Yeah, there's a pattern, isn't there, in society? At games, last game of the season, playoff games. What happened to Billy Sharp was an absolute disgrace. I mean, obviously that's been dealt with by the courts. And I put a post out there just saying absolutely gutted what's happened to him. And someone said, well, he's been fined, he's been banned from football, he's gone to jail, finished. What else can you do? Well, what I want to see do is the EFL, the Premier League, the FA, get off the hands and start coming up with a solution to protect players at the end of these games, because we've seen what's happening in society on the streets with knife crime, and I heard Dino talk about this on one of the other shows. The blood will be on the hands of the EFL, the FA and the governing bodies if something happens, and I think it's inevitable that the way that this is spiraling out of control now, it is going to happen. So what do? You look at what was going on in the 80s. How did they stop all the hooliganism in the 80s? Well, they put riot police around the pitch, and they got, obviously, police dogs, and they said anyone who comes on the pitch is going to get chewed up by the dogs, and they're going to get arrested. If it resorts to that for the last couple of games until they come up with a better solution, let's get it done, because if we don't get it done, something bad is going to happen.
Trev, what do you make of Trev?
Ray, you know Patrick well.
Of course I do.
Patrick was tough as tough as teak on the pitch.
Yeah.
Something's been said to him. To react like that,
obviously,
something has been said.
He's still fuming from losing the game as well, and
but not like that.
The reason he has to walk across the pitch is the COVID. They have to change in a different part, which, for one game where there might be a reaction from the crowd because they're staying up, why don't he just walk down the tunnel where the Everton players are? What difference that would have made for him, just to keep out of the way while they celebrate and whatever. But you've got to walk right across the pitch in front of all the Everton fans who are going to be jumping all over you. What do you make of his reaction, though, Trev? I mean, it's a difficult one because you're walking across the pitch. How would you have reacted to it if you was walking and people all goading you? And I don't know, it's an hard one.
Golding, he had a finger in his face, Ray. I mean, he went inside his personal space with his hand right in his face, and he's obviously giving him verbals as well. It's unacceptable antisocial behaviour, and you can't. I don't think it's Vieira's fault. This should have been dealt with. We've seen incidents over the last few weeks. This should have been dealt with by now by the EFL, the Premier League, and the FA and the governing bodies, because What he's done is he's reacted. He'll be sorry that he reacted.
Yeah.
But someone's right in his. If you're in normal society and you're in a public area and someone comes into your face like that, it's almost like self-protection.
Yeah.
Well, he's right up in his face.
Well, I can't believe as well. Where's the security guards and people like that? I mean, someone can just walk across Patrick the pitch.
The stewards are a waste of time, Ray.
Well, it's not their fault, though.
I don't want to say how much they're on, but they're not going to put themselves at risk to stop fans running on the pitch to celebrate. And listen, by the way, 99% of them are going with the right intentions. They want to go and celebrate. But you've got to look at the due diligence in which the police and the governing bodies are taking. Now, the coach, when it arrived at Goodison Park with the Everton players on, what a hero's welcome. For a team that's so far down the league. The police were there in massive numbers to make sure that the coach got through to the pitch, because they need the game to go ahead. Because obviously there's people wanting to watch it. It's a fixture that needs to go ahead. Why is the same safety and due diligence not put in to protecting the players
Premiership
at the end of the game?
football, Everton have spent 700 million. Should they not have paid the police for a protection right round 10 minutes ago, like you used to get in old firm games? The police would
100%.
And you wouldn't dare cross them.
100%, Alan. Look at Port Vale against Swindon. The Swindon players were attacked after the game.
I said I said that 2 days ago on radio. I said it's going to happen.
It's not just happening in the Premier League. This is a societal problem that's going on. Probably because of the last 2 years, what we've been through as a nation and in the world. And there's a backlash, and people are biting back, and they've got to control this. And I'm not saying we want a police state, but for the protection of the players and the well-being and the safety of the players, they have to have a ring of police around the pitch for the last 2 home games and any really important game, like you just mentioned, the Old Firm, big derbies or playoff games, because something seriously bad is going to happen.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.